Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Lexi and today's video is another episode of Kinks 101 where I give you just basic tips and tricks and information about your natural hair journey. So today's video is all about protein and moisture, the protein moisture balance. If you've been natural for a while, you may have heard of this already, but if you are new to the natural hair space or you're just starting to learn about your hair, this may be the first time you're hearing about that. So I want to give as much information in as little time as possible that can be very helpful to how you guys care for your hair as the days go on, especially since a lot of us are still kind of staying at home, kind of quarantining a little bit, so you may not have access to your stylist. So I hope this video is helpful, and let's just jump right in. If you are new to the KandidKinks channel, join the family by subscribing, giving the video a thumbs up, and let me know in the comments if you protein treat, if you don't protein treat, if you are protein sensitive, if you're not, and just let's talk about the protein moisture balance. Protein and moisture do work hand in hand, they do work in tandem, but like I said, you're going to need that moisture much more than you're going to need protein, but protein is essential for the health of your hair. So we often think about moisture and a lack of moisture being the cause of all of our natural hair woes, and more so the cause of breakage, and that can definitely be true and definitely be a part of the issues you may face while you're trying out your natural hair journey. But a lack of protein can also lead to breakage, especially over time, and especially if you keep on moisturizing, trying to just get your hair to be healthy and not stopping and assessing and thinking and noticing that you may need some protein. So a lot of naturals probably have experienced hydro fatigue or over moisturizing, where you're doing too much hydration, which it is definitely possible, and that causes your hair to go into overload and it becomes soft, mushy, very gummy, and just like I said before, over moisturized. Some things that can cause over moisturizing are deep conditioning overnight, keeping your hair wet for a long period of time over an extended period of time, and also just never using protein. So if you are continually moisturizing and hydrating your hair all of the time and never using a protein treatment, that can also lead to over moisturizing. So the good thing about protein is that if you do a quick simple protein treatment, that will usually cure your over moisturizing problem, will usually cure your hydro fatigue. So this is a very important thing, I think, to note, because if you're having issues with over moisturizing and protein can fix it, then we should be using protein and moisture in tandem all of the time to avoid those types of issues. So now let's get into how to tell if your hair needs protein versus moisture. I think it's a pretty simple thing to be able to notice, especially over time, if you're doing your hair every single week like you should be, or every 2 weeks, depending on your preferences. So let's dive in. If your hair has too much protein, it just simply does not do the shrinkage and the bounciness that you're used to your hair doing. And obviously also it's dry and brittle and breaking off. So if your hair has too much protein and it's doing those things, simply add moisture to combat the over protein that's in your hair. If your hair has too much moisture, it's going to be limp, it's going to be weak, okay, and it's going to be like gummy and mushy and just not absorbing that moisture you're putting into the strands. So obviously adding a protein treatment will combat that over moisturizing and also fix that right up. If you're drying these things at home and not getting any results, obviously go see a stylist and let them do their magic, okay? I want to also note that if your hair has too much moisture, your products are not going to work, because your products are not going to penetrate the strands. The strands are full and over saturated with moisture and liquid and water. Whatever you're putting on your hair isn't going to penetrate and work for you at all. I think I mentioned it earlier, but I want to say it one more time, that your hair most likely needs moisture more than protein. Moisture is something that we all need to do on a regular, consistent basis. And I mean like weekly, consistently, that is going to obviously be like the basics of a healthy hair routine. Just first and foremost, don't go and grab all the protein you can right now and put it in your hair, because your hair may not even need it. And we're gonna get into that in a second. And a simple basic routine, if you feel that your hair has too much protein, would be to cleanse it, like clarify, hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. So clarify, put a nice deep treatment in your hair, and then rinse that out, and then just add all of the moisture and hydration that you have in your arsenal, like a leave-in, a creamy thick moisturizing butter, and style your hair that way to just revive it and give it that surge of moisture that it needs. Clarifying is important because you want to strip your hair of whatever is going on to make sure it's able to receive that moisture. I recently tried out the new Melanin Hair Care shampoo, and I deep treated my hair. After that video was over, I will leave the video up in the cards, and then I was able to style, and I put these twists in today. Now, I wanted to mention that because I noticed that my hair was extremely soft and moisturized more than usual after I applied that conditioner, and it's because my hair was cleansed to the fullest and ready to receive moisture, and that's important. So if you're having issues, always clarifying and cleansing out your hair is a great way to start the repairing process, whether that be with protein or moisture. So a very common question that people usually ask me is, how often should you protein treat? Now this depends on you and your hair and you and your hair, okay? So a general rule of thumb is 4 to 8 weeks, every single 4 to 8 weeks. So you can test it out every single 4 weeks, 6 weeks, or 8 weeks and see how your hair feels and if your hair needs more or less, and move accordingly. Some would say that using protein in small amounts regularly is the best way to move, and that is what I personally do. So I'll use products all the time, different things every single week, but I'll have protein in my hair at least once a month, sometimes twice a month, but very small amounts, even in its natural form. I'm not doing a protein treatment every single week or every 4 weeks, but using it regularly, I think, plays a huge part in the health of my hair. I never really have protein or moisture issues that I can't fix myself at home because I'm protein treating every so often in small amounts. So if we're talking about protein treating regularly in small amounts, how can we tell if a product has protein in it? We're not scientists. I'm not a scientist. So how can we tell what products are good for protein, small amounts of regular protein treating? If a product is labeled as repairing, reconstructing, strengthening, rebuilding, those are words that are used to describe protein treatment, protein including whatever products that have protein in them. And those tend to be strengthening, because strengthening your hair is what protein does. Hope that makes sense. So now when it comes to ingredients, there are a few most commonly used ingredients you can keep your eyes on if you're interested in protein or even avoiding protein, right? So that would be hydrolyzed protein, silk, amino acids. Those words are commonly used in natural hair products, and those have protein, or they are protein. You get my drift. Another one is also keratin, which is a pretty popular protein as well. So I'm gonna end the video talking about protein sensitivity. I've heard this phrase several different times. I'm sure you guys have as well, and how to tell if you are protein sensitive and what to do if you are protein sensitive, as well as how to tell if you just have an overload of protein versus actually being protein sensitive. Okay, you with me? This is a very detailed video. I hope that y'all are keeping up and I'm not doing too much. If a protein treatment, even in the slightest form, makes your hair stiff, hard, and does not feel good after rinsing, you could have a protein sensitivity. Obviously, there are treatments, like there's a really popular one, Apogee, right? Apogee, when you rinse it out, it's a really strong one. Your hair is going to feel hard and brittle regardless of the state of your hair, because that's a strong treatment and that's kind of like the intention of that treatment. But even a small light treatment could cause your hair to feel brittle and hard and not repaired after you moisturize it. You probably have a protein sensitivity. What I would do before I write off protein, I would do that protein treatment. If my hair is dry and stiff and brittle, you can lay off of protein for about a month to 6 weeks. Moisture, and then try a protein treatment again, a light, medium one. See how your hair feels. If your hair still feels dry and brittle and has a bad reaction to that protein treatment, then go ahead and discontinue the attempts of protein treating your hair. I personally don't know the cause or the reason behind protein sensitivity, but it is a thing and you don't want to overdo it if that is your situation. So I hope this video was informative and helpful and gave you guys the basics and a little bit of how to and why and where, answering all types of questions about the protein moisture balance. Again, what's easy for me and how I keep my life simple is using protein on a regular basis in small amounts. I don't have to worry about when I last did my big treatment and how to do it now, and it's been 6 weeks, and I just continually use repairing and reconstructing and strengthening treatments every now and again when I do my hair. I recommend following up every protein treatment with a moisturizing, hydrating treatment just to make sure that your hair is balanced and not gonna get too much protein. I hope this video was helpful. I hope that you enjoyed it. Comment down below and let me know, are you protein sensitive? Do you protein treat? Do you not protein treat? Let me know in the comment section. And before you go, if you watch this entire video and you have not joined the KandidKinks family, are you okay? Are you good? I mean, why would you not join? I don't even really understand, you know. I'm wearing my For My Kinks shirt. I hope y'all can see it in the camera. You can get this shirt in yellow and black. Be kinky, be curly, be you at formykinks.com. I have some hair accessories. I have some spray bottles. I have a lot of things on the website that I think that y'all will enjoy. Video done, video lock off. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.